Amateur boxer Stevie Jordan, this episode is for you. Welcome to the DO Boxing Show. I'm your host, Dameon Okposio, and this episode is going to be dedicated to a young man named Stevie Jordan from Baltimore, Maryland. So thank you, Stevie, number one, for reaching out. I appreciate the emails, the interaction with the DO Boxing Show, and the fact that you even took it that step further and you called. I really respect that, and I think that shows a lot of important traits that you're going to need to be successful in terms of being persistent and following through. So, you know, I'm not looking at signing American fighters or fighters outside of Canada at this particular time, but I wanted to definitely offer you some advice for your tenacity. Some of this you may know, some you may not. But basically, in me giving you this information to try and help you in your starting career, I felt that it can also help other people that are out there as well, and that's why I decided to make an episode of it. To give people some background, this is a young man, Stevie Jordan, from Baltimore, Maryland. He is a young, up-and-coming amateur boxer who's had a few amateur fights, and he's looking to take things to the next level in terms of raising money for himself, finding management, and building himself as a fighter, which I think is all fantastic things, and hopefully this episode, too, gives you some exposure, Stevie. So, first of all, to get started, there's a few things. Number one, I'm a big believer in business cards. Business cards are great. I believe in fighters having business cards. I believe in anybody having business cards because it's a quick and efficient way for you to give somebody your contact information. So this is my business card here. If you look at it, it is very generic. So it just has my name on it, telephone number, and website. But if they go to my website, they can see all the different businesses that I'm involved in. They can get my email, contact information, social media, and so forth. You may want to do your business card different in terms of, you know, if you're a fighter, have a fighting picture on there, or you can just keep it very generic, black and white, telephone number, email, and your name. But a business card, it's always good to have something to hand somebody. For me, I take it one step further, and if I'm doing events, I always design little flyers that I can hand to people, and I have them for a wide variety of events and different things that I do that I can just hand off to people. In this day and age where everybody puts everything in their phone, you know, your phone, number one, your battery might be low when you come up into that opportunity to meet someone that's influential. And number two, if they're in my generation, if they're over 40 years old, they're likely not going to take your number by putting it into their phone. And number two, you know, depending on how you're meeting, if you're just passing each other, they may not wait for you to enter it into your device. So having a card is 2 seconds. You have the card readily available. Keep it in good condition, and then you can just give it to the person. They can contact you whenever they can get in touch with you. Don't let opportunities escape you because you don't have a business card. This is one of those things that I 100% believe in. I know a lot of people don't do it, but I think that that is just the basics and the starting area. Then I would say, as an up-and-coming amateur boxer, you want to develop a few things. Number one, you got to get on social media. It's just the way it is. It's the way of the future. It's the way of the present. So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are all free, and I believe that you need all three of those platforms. You don't have to have a gigantic amount of content, but I think it's a good idea to put your fights up onto YouTube, and then you can put that YouTube link onto your Facebook page. If you don't already have a Facebook page, I would create a specific athlete page, so it's not like a personal page. The personal pages, they have a maximum of 5,000 people that can follow. And if you don't have Facebook, you're not going to start there, but you could easily get to 5,000, and then you'd have to switch people over to your athletes page. So might as well just start with an athletes page, keep all your personal stuff off of it, and just put stuff pertaining to your career, whether it's training, your fights, advice you have, the way you're feeling when you're training, and bring people along on your journey. And that way you can also post posters for your upcoming fights, or post the dates for upcoming fights, so if people want to support you, they can. And if you're looking for management, promoters, coach, whatever it is, you can put it onto your Facebook site as well. Facebook is fantastic because you can also advertise through there. It's the platform with the most amount of people, with a great value point for advertising, in terms of you can target your audience, and you don't have to spend a set large amount like newspapers, like you would need to with a newspaper. You can start off with a very small amount of money and advertise. And as far as Instagram goes, photos, as they say, a photo's worth 1,000 words. So if you can take photos of yourself training, people can get an idea of what you look like. Familiarity is what you want. You want people to be able to recognize you, and that's going to help in terms of when you're trying to sell yourself, and it's going to help in terms of trying to build your brand recognition. So Instagram is fantastic for that. So those three things, set them up: Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and then intertwine them, where you're going to be cross-referencing them all the time. Now, when it comes to stuff that you're actually going to need money for, when it comes to either boxing equipment or getting professional photos done, and you're looking to make money, and say you don't have a job, say you're a student, there's a couple ideas I'm going to give you. The first off, this idea came from Gary Vaynerchuk, and he is a self-made businessman, and he started with just small things. So one of the things he recommends for people, if you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a job, and you want to start making a little bit of extra income, take all the things that you have that you're not using and sell them on eBay, Kijiji, Craigslist. You know, just start posting it. Look for the similar items online, what they go for, what people are selling them used at, and then sell it. You know, you sell, you know, an old baseball mitt for $2, you know, something else you're not using for $5, and build yourself a little base of, you know, $1,000, $2,000 just from stuff that's laying around that you don't use. Number one, you declutter your lifestyle, and two, you can create a little bit of extra money in your spare time that doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Second, if you're looking for the long term and you want to be able to try and fund your amateur or athletic career, one of the best things to get into is network marketing. There's a lot of legitimate network marketing companies that are out there that produce fantastic items. So number one, Primerica. It's a great network marketing company, financial institution. They deal with insurance and investments. So the great thing about that, number one, it can teach you how to deal with money when you make money, and you know, you can utilize the services as well. So it's going to help you as you're learning the business. That's a win-win situation. USANA or Isagenix. USANA has very high potency, high quality vitamins. Isagenix is a meal supplement that's really healthy, and they have a detox program. that is phenomenal. So, you know, if you're selling those items and using it yourself, you're going to benefit both ways. And when you're doing network marketing, it teaches you about business. Most of the infrastructure is already set up. The only thing that you have to do is just sell. Go by the numbers and sell, which is also a very important skill when you're an athlete. Because as an athlete, you're going to need to be able to sell yourself and know how to sell yourself. And you're going to have to be able to deal with rejection. And network marketing can provide all those things. Never mind the sales pitch of network marketing, of becoming instantly rich and having a great lifestyle. It's going to be tons of hard work. It's going to be knocking on a lot of doors. But when you're not training, this is something that you can do. It's low impact physically. Mentally, it's going to take a lot of energy and effort, but it gives your body a rest. It gives you a lot of great skills in terms of learning about business, learning how to deal with money, and it can help you make an income, but also provide a residual income as well too. So when you're training and building your career, you get something coming in, and then on the back end, you can get residual income for all that work, for all that hard work that you put in case something happens and you get injured, or something happens during your athletic career. You have something else working for you, making you money. So those are my suggestions. There is so many things that you can do. And again, that's why for the other people that are out there, I have DO International Boxing Consulting, which is just about coming up with solutions to get you where you want to go. Stevie Jordan, again, I respect you for your tenacity. Hopefully some of these suggestions may help you in terms of getting to that next stage with your boxing career so that it can take off and you can get some more momentum. And don't hesitate in terms of contacting me and asking me questions. I appreciate it. So remember, you can ask us any questions related to boxing by sending us a message through Twitter at DOKPOSIO, or through email okposio@hotmail.com. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe through YouTube to get every episode of the DO Boxing Show. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one.